When people ask you, where do you go when you're in Macau? You go to these high-end casinos and gamble your way to heaven, right? Well, for me, Macau, there should be another side of Macau, and this is exactly where we are, in a quaint, old Taipa village. In this small village actually, wherein one of the most famous Portuguese restaurant here in Macau is located, inside this small village is Tapas de Portugal, which is behind me. But I'm a little too early, so it's still closed. As to the quality of this famous Portuguese restaurant, let these guide you on measuring how good the food here is. No shit, it's in this small village. Once again, this place has everything I've been looking for in Macau. A rich mix of old and new, wherein the streets are still really narrow, the buildings are old, while at the same time you have tons of establishments here, local establishments, and even Starbucks in this small village. The streets are so narrow, in fact, that I can't really distinguish which are streets for cars and which are streets for pedestrians, as you could look behind me. A car just drove past by this street and almost ran into me. How crazy is that? The structure of this place baffles me to no end. It's probably because I'm from the Philippines that I can't really wrap my head around the idea that you have cobbled streets while at the same time you have Portuguese architecture and traditional Chinese temples and modern infrastructure, and at the same time modern establishments and old establishments all cobbled up in one village. This is simply amazing. Honestly, it's nothing short of baffling and just awesome. This for me is the best representation of Macau I've ever seen so far in my trip here. Oh my god, like look at this. While they say that this is Old Taipa Village, or Taipa Village that's like Old Macau, it's not necessarily that way anymore, because while this is the village, the monorail's right over there. The Galaxy Casino is right over there. Monorail. Casino. I'd say this is kind of like a microcosm of what a city would be, but only smaller. Like, you know how some amusement parks have roads on them for you to walk on? This is kind of like it, because the streets are narrow enough for you to say that, okay, I'll walk here, but at the same time, some cars actually drive through it. In the middle of this village is actually a stone wall, a small stone wall. But if you look closer and let's follow it, I'll show you. You'd notice that they have spiky things on top, and there's a reason why. It's because this wall, this wall is actually a dragon, and it's so amazing because if you look at it at one area only, you won't notice it until you like walk all the way and you see the legs and you see the body and you see the tail end. For those thinking of exploring Taipa Village, I would suggest one of two ways. First is what I did, which is to come here a bit earlier than usual, around 8, maybe 7:30. And so you could see the shops opening up, and also every single picturesque area is free for you with no one to bother you. The second option I'd say is to come here at around 11 onwards, because in that way all the shops that you want to go to will be open, and then you could explore. But the only problem is that the tourists will be with you as well as the locals, and you're gonna have a hard time eating, or worst of all, taking pictures. What's so interesting, and we don't have this in the Philippines, is that they use metered parking. So it's kind of more honest in this manner. Like they use these, which are, I think, the first time I saw it was from a television show from the UK, and we don't have this in the Philippines. In the Philippines, if you want to use our version of metered parking, it would be some guy with some shady, semi-authoritative colored shirt, and they just tell you, "Oh, boss, parking boss, 40 na lang." I can hear birds chirping. There's hardly anyone here, and it's cozy, cold, and tucked in. So quaint. Our filming in Taipa Village got interrupted by a lot of construction at the end of the road, so we're on our way back to the hotel, and we're gonna end the video there. I'd highly recommend going to Taipa Village. It's Old Taipa Village near Galaxy Macau. It's gonna be in one of my top 5 places to go in Macau. Make sure to pass by there. If you have like 2 days, make sure half a day is going to Taipa Village. You're gonna enjoy it. I'll see you in the next one.